Hello, Roadrunners. My name is Fernando Ramos. I'm the executive sports editor for El Paisano newspaper.
Hi guys, my name is Molly. I'm the co-sports editor for print on El Paciano newspaper.
Hello guys, my name is Carlos Jimenez. I'm the digital sports editor for El Paisano Media.
All right, welcome back, guys. This is episode 2 of our Sports Runner. We're going to start off the show by going over the Rio Hondo sports scorelines. We start off with women's water polo as they lose 15-1 against Cyprus in a mini tournament.
And then, unfortunately, also men's water polo had lost against Cerritos 9-18 this past Saturday.
Also for women's soccer, they visited El Camino and they came in with the result in favor of Rio Hondo with a 2-0 result.
And then women's volleyball, they lose against Santa Barbara 3-2.
And then men's soccer played against El Camino and they won 4-1.
So that was the results for this week at Rio Hondo. And now we go on to world sports. We start off with soccer as this past Sunday, the France national team beat Spain in the European Nations League. The scoreline ended 2-1 in favor for the French side. The two scores for France were Kylian Mbappe and Karim Benzema. And then the score for Spain was Mikel Oyarzabal. The game ended kind of controversial because Kylian Mbappe's goal had a really big shout for offside. And although Anthony Taylor checked for VAR, they still decided that the goal was onside, and therefore France came out victorious, however, with a sour note.
Mm-hmm.
Also for soccer too, Pumas and Club America played in the StubHub Center during the pandemic. So basically, what happened was the result ended in a 1-0 favor in Pumas, which was very controversial because there was no VAR, but still Pumas with their whole team was only able to beat America with the 1-0 with the one goal.
And you had mentioned, Carlos, that you went to the game. How was the stadium? How was the feel? You know, you mentioned it was during the pandemic. So how was do you think that changed the what's it called, how the stadium felt, the reaction of the crowd?
It's crazy because online on the guidelines and the policies, StubHub said that they were gonna check vaccinations and stuff. But when we got to the booth to enter, they weren't even checking vaccinations. They were just checking for tickets to see if they would work because this game was postponed because of COVID. Right. So basically, also too, what was pretty cool is that they actually had COVID testing on the side. So basically, if fans wanted to get their test in, just in case, they were able to get the COVID test.
And was it full capacity, or were they doing limitations on the stadium?
It was full capacity.
Full capacity. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I've noticed that a lot of
sporting events,
leagues and sports events in general, specifically in soccer in Europe, they are starting to go back to full capacity in the Premier League in England. You know, the stadiums have been full capacity since the start of the season. So it's kind of interesting to see how long they're going to keep the full capacity. You know, It seems as of now they have been able to keep it under control, but especially I don't know how they would be able to do that here in the United States for all sports, you know.
Also too, what's crazy is that the Premier League, if the players going to international duty with their selección, they have to quarantine, I guess, right. Going back into England, for the Premier League. So it's kind of weird that you need permission to go and then come back and then you get the quarantine too, just in case.
Right. It's crazy times we live in. But anyway, let's move on to water polo for Rio Hondo.
Water polo for Rio Hondo. Unfortunately, both men's and women's clearly got, they got swept, unfortunately. But this goes to show, hopefully they can learn from this. And like I was talking about last week, it seems like they're doing a building year. Both teams have such young players. The majority of them are freshmen, so they're all new to the sport. And hopefully they'll just keep building, keep pushing forward, and this is all just, a learning experience for majority of them. And I think that's what needs to be done, just keep practicing. And I was able to talk to Coach Coach Todd, and he was telling me that the girls have been working harder. They've actually added extra practices. And I remember I was writing an article, I wrote an article about them about a week ago, and he was in need of an assistant coach. And apparently he found one now. So hopefully that will make a difference in their playing and, the more support they need, especially without having any more people in the crowd. It can affect the players, with no response from anybody else in the crowd.
Right. And a lot of people don't understand how big of an impact an assistant coach can have to a team. Just because of the fact that, the coach himself or herself, taking a team all under control by himself is, very challenging. And then having an assistant coach there with them is also like giving them another point of view. The more people that can help you out and understand the game. To understand the game, the better that you yourself and the team in collective is gonna get.
Yeah, no, definitely. It can make it a big difference, especially since throughout this whole season he's been doing it alone too. It's just been him and the girls. So I could see how that could take an effect, just only hearing one person, and he's only seeing as much as he could see and correcting as much as he can correct, but he can't correct everything on the team, which it leaves it up to the girls, but majority of them are also new too. So it's not fair to them. So hopefully this new assistant coach will make a difference.
Yeah, and we wish all the best to
Rio
Hondo in all the sports, not just in water polo, but we hope that we want all sports teams to go out there and compete to the best of their ability. So yeah, I mean, hopefully next week they come back with better results. But like you mentioned, Molly, that this is a building year for water polo, and hopefully this new assistant coach can come in and change things up.
Really.
So that concludes this week's episode for the Sports Runner. We'll be back with you guys next week. Thank you guys for listening.